Um, what do you think the big difference is when you compare Gang of Losers with the previous album, No Cities Left?
Comparing the two albums?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the approach to making them, to each one, was utterly different, like completely different. So that's the first thing, which, you know, will bring out a completely different result, you know. The feeling from No Cities Left and the feeling that you get from Gang of Losers, I find, you know, and I'm not saying by any means that one is better than the other, because there might be some people down the line that will say, oh, I like No Cities Left better, blah, blah, blah. If that's the sort of thing that you're into. I think, you know, we're an ever-changing and evolving band that, you know, if we were to make No Cities Left again, then we might as well just quit, you know?
But compared to No Cities Left, I read that you wrote the most lyrics on that album out of a huge sadness. Did you also do that for this new album?
Again, the approach was really different, you know, I mean...
But in what way?
Well, I guess... I really tried to go as deep as I can go into how I feel about things, you know, and it's the most honest, straightforward record we've ever made. So as a result, you know, so our whole approach to it was being, you know, honest and direct and raw about things. And, you know, I mean, some people might not be into that. I mean, it's just where we were, just after traveling as much as we did over the past few years, you know, touring No Cities Left, which is the most traveling any of us had ever done in our lives, like quite literally going around the world like twice. Or 3 times, I think.
Yeah, it's because you were constantly touring, actually,
yeah,
after
constantly.
the album No Cities Left came out.
Thank you. Yeah, and it definitely had an effect on my view of things, you know, and it was a big influence.
What was that effect?
Well, I mean, things like, you know, the history of various cultures and how we got to where we are now. And I mean, I was just, you know, just flying over here when I was landing in Frankfurt. I was just imagining flying over Frankfurt 60 years ago, you know? I mean, that's pretty intense.
Can that also inspire you for new lyrics? Those kinds of things?
Well, I think it's not like really specific things. It's more the essence of things, and like, I mean, which is inherently what the Deers write about. We write about, you know, really broad subjects and like the very core of certain human aspects and humanity. You know,
such as?
Well, like things like love and hope and faith and truth and the big stuff. You know, that's what we talk about. You know, like, I mean, we could put it in a sort of, you know, poetic way and use a metaphor about, you know, waiting by the bar or watching some girl dance or, you know, whatever. I mean, you could, you know, or getting drunk, or you can use that metaphor. But I think, like, I mean, this album is less metaphorical and just more direct, you know.